there will be no bad feelings there. And so I just want to give people that message and that comfort to know that yes, it is very painful when you lose people you love, children, other family. Even if people are 80 or 90 when they go, they're your family, you love them. Even when your pets die, it's painful. But you can even your pets have souls. You know, everyone has a soul. Everything has a soul or an energy or a sentience. Like you know, your pets are over in the spirit world, you know. So do not fear, do not, dwell on the fact that they're gone, because it's just a temporary separation. You understand? You will see each other again, and just try to focus on that rather than focusing on the separation of them not being here, the loss, the absence, because that is where it becomes overwhelming. And also if your family was taken, their life was taken in a terrible way. I'm very sorry for that. I'm very sorry for your loss and your trauma and your pain, but your relative is not in that situation anymore. Their spirit is safe. They are not replaying that terrible death, that trauma. They were taken away from that terrible trauma and that body, and they were taken back home to the spirit world. It's only the human body, sadly, obviously is having terrible things done to it, and then it's dead and buried on earth. But yeah, I don't want to upset anyone, but I'm just trying to pass that message on, of so that, and I hope it does give some comfort to know that your loved ones are safe. They are not replaying or down here on the earth plane, going through that pain that took their life. Okay, but God bless everyone. I really, really, genuinely wish you peace, love, and protection, and healing to your grief. Obviously I know what grief feels like, even though I know there's a spirit world, even though I know for a fact that my passed away loved ones are safe. They've come through and shown me and told me they're safe. Even when my friend's dad or, family have passed away, they will come through because I have that psychic gift. They will come through and tell me, tell my daughter I'm okay. Tell her not to grieve, tell her not to cry, tell her I'll see her again soon when it's her time. But, especially when some people are feeling suicidal because they've lost their dad or their mum or their kids, and then their family member, because they are still alive but just in the spirit world, they will pass that message through me or another psychic or someone else and be like, tell her, don't cut her journey short. I want to look over her, I want to watch over her, I want her to go on, be happy, have kids, have a life. Don't, like, please let her know I'm okay. And they'll give you like a little, maybe they'll tell you something about them that you couldn't possibly know, that only the family member living will know. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's very important. It's very important when, you know yeah, when you're going through grief and stuff, it's hard. It is very hard, because before, even when I was younger, I used to be terrified of death, terrified. But now, if my heart stopped right now, I would die happy, not because I've had a happy life, but because I know I'm going home and I'm going to be at peace, and I'm going to be living with, I'm going to be back home where it is love and peace, and none of this will matter. None of the terrible stuff that happened to me down here will matter. All that will matter is that I completed my journey. I'm back home. My soul is evolved. You know, it's over, but there will be no looking back like, oh, I wish I could be back on earth. I wish I could. No way. I can't wait to go home. And I don't mean like I'm going to jump off a bridge to try and get home quicker. I'm just saying, I'm not encouraging anyone to kill themselves to get back home to the spirit world quicker. I'm just saying, like, as much as life pains me and sometimes makes me feel like I can't go on, I have that, psychic feeling that, you have to go on, you have to go on, because there's more work for you to do. Because there's many times in my life where I've helped someone change their life, they've helped me change my life, and I didn't even know that I was destined to cross paths with this person. it might seem totally random, but sometimes there really are no coincidences. Some things are just coincidences, but sometimes major things that happen that you weren't expecting, it is fated. It is, what do they call it? Serendipity, or I think fated is a better word, destiny, fate. It's part of your life plan to come across that person, to go through that pain if it's a painful thing, because that pain that you trigger in each other causes you both to change for the better, even if you can't be together in the way you thought. You might come, for example, you might come across someone and think it was a love match, but then it turned out to be they triggered the pain of your childhood, you triggered their abandonment, and you didn't mean to. It wasn't intentional, but it was destined to happen that way. But you were never meant to be together. You were using your free will to say, oh well, I feel connected to this person. Well, it's a soul connection. That's why it felt so overwhelming. That's why you thought, I must love this person because my soul knows them, I recognize them. Maybe you had a past life together and they were written into your this reincarnated life. Maybe you might have already agreed together in the spirit world before you came here to say, because you already knew each other, because you had multiple past lives together, so you already agreed, okay, will you come back and be incarnated in this life with me, and you're going to go through all this pain, I'm going to go through all this pain, then we're going to cross paths at this point and this date at this age, and then you're going to trigger this and I'm going to trigger that, and then we'll be separated again. And then what I mean? It sounds crazy to some people, but to people like me who have had a psychic gift my whole life, and we've been shown the proof that life does exist. There is a home, our real home is the spirit realm. Like, I remember as a kid never feeling like Earth was my home, literally feeling like an alien, like, why am I here? I remember being like 7 years old, sitting on the back step of like this back door of my house, looking at my garden, and I looked down at my clothing that my mum had bought me, and I was like, oh my god, when are they going to invent some better clothes? Because I knew I'd been here before. I couldn't explain how I knew, but I knew I'd worn beautiful long gowns. I knew I'd worn gorgeous dresses. And those were past life memories popping into my 7-year-old head of this life, of having beautiful clothes. And then I'm in like these ugly 90s clothes, and I'm like, yuck, what are these ugly like, I just was so shocked, like, what the hell is this? Like, why am I 90s or 2000s clothes, whenever it was, I can't remember, but like just ugly clothes, cheap fabric, ugly colors, and I was just like, ew, what is this? And I just remember just so disgusted at the ugly fashions of the and another thing that was weird is, like, I would get deja vu. I would see like a pocket watch or a carriage clock, and I'd be like, I recognize that, but my soul recognizes it, as if I used to own a pocket watch. I get such deja vu when I see a pocket watch. It's almost like a trance. I look at it like I've gone back in time. It's really strange. And like, yeah, there's so many times I've gone to another country that in this life I hadn't been to yet. That was my first visit to the country. And then suddenly I'll know where I'm going. Like when I went to France for the first time, I knew my way around, and they're like, how do you know what's around this corner? How do you know that down that road, this is going to be at the end of that road? You've never been here before. And I said, I have no idea why I know. I just know that if we walk to the end of this promenade, there's going to be a big statue. I just know. And even though you could guess, but it wasn't even like you could see the statue at the end of the road. So that was confusing, and it was weird, but I know why. It's obviously I've been here before. I've seen at least 3 of my past lives been shown to me in visions, and it's very interesting, especially when you are shown what lessons you were supposed to learn in those past lives that you didn't learn, and that's why you agreed to come back here in this life and learn them here. It's very, very interesting. Like, there's definitely the idea, sorry, the not the idea, what do I want to say? The lesson I'm supposed to learn is to forgive severe betrayal, that one is the hardest one, and I didn't learn it in the last few lives, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to fail that one in this one because I'm not feeling happy to forgive anyone. Weirdly, I've gotten a lot closer than I thought I ever could to having compassion for some of the people who have hurt me in my life, only because I know they were abused as kids and that caused them to have narcissistic personality disorder. So I can have compassion for the child they were who was abused and powerless, because I know how that feels, being a small child, powerless and being beaten violently, not sexually abused, but like violently abused, hurt, beaten, and for no reason. Um, and so, yeah, I can understand, I can feel bad for the child they were, as in my parents, who were both had violent, horrible parents and family too. Uh, Yeah, so but like before I could never even see them as people who deserved any compassion or you know what I mean, any grace. I didn't see that before, but I can feel sorry for the child they were, but I can't forgive the narcissist monster they became who hurt me. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not saying I won't get there. I'll never say never. But before I did say never, I was like, never, I'll never forgive you. Never. But like now I'm like, oh, okay. I can see things differently now. I guess because I'm older. I guess because I don't know why. I just, things have happened, and it makes you see things differently, and you can see, I don't know, like, yeah, it's weird. But also, I remember, what was it? Another lesson I was supposed to learn, I think, was like uh, recognizing that I've always been like a Heyoka empath, which is like a empath, not just a normal empath, but like a super empath. And I was like, oh no, what does that mean? And then I looked it up because it was like shown to me, the message was given to me through my psychic gifts that you're not just an empath. You are like a super empath, and your gift is not just, oh, you feel what someone else is feeling. You can walk in their shoes and understand them. It's not just that. It's literally like I'm a mirror to someone else. If I'm coming across people who are doing wrong or have a lot of darkness in them and keep hurting others or hurting themselves and just constantly negative, then I show up and it irritates their demons, irritates their darkness, because my light is so strong. And when, like, for instance, what was it, I notice that I'll come into a situation or a new group or a new workplace, anywhere where I have to be around a large group of people, and for some weird reason, this that literally my presence shakes up the whole place. Even if I'm scheduled to be there, they're expecting me, they know what I look like, they know everything about me on my resume, CV, whatever. But then I get there and my energy is so strong, it triggers everyone's darkness. So if people are good, they will be kind to me because it triggers all their niceness. If they're a good person, my goodness connects with their goodness, you could say. But then if anyone's bad or scheming or lying or cheating or cruel, nasty, narcissistic, they will get triggered to hate me immediately. And I haven't even done anything yet. I've just come in and said, hello, I'm brave. Obviously that's not my real name, that's the nickname that everyone gives me because I'm brave. I'm always helping others and protecting the vulnerable, and standing up for others. So people always call me, you're so brave, you're brave. But like, yeah, so I would say my real name, like, hello, I'm so and so, and then next thing you know, everyone's looking you up and down, giving you dirty looks, the ones with the bad heart, the bad mind, as we say in Jamaican sort of patois. We say, you're too bad mind, you're too bad mind. As in, you have a bad mind. There's a song, that's what I was saying. It's like a song we have, like, you're too bad mind, you're too bad mind. I can't remember all the words. That was the chorus. Anyway, but yeah, so somehow I'm always going to be like a cat amongst the pigeons. Everywhere I go, no matter where it is, it doesn't matter how nice I am, people are just drawn to hate me. majority of the people, for some bizarre reason. Some people will accept how beautiful I am, recognize it's genuine, and some will just accuse you of lying even though you're not doing anything to them, and you're just like, well, if you don't believe I'm a good person, F off then. you know, like, if you don't like me, F off, problem solved. For real, like, get the hell away from me then, because clearly the darkness in you is so triggered by my light. Now you're starting to trigger me to swear at you because you're annoying me by telling me I'm